Most business owners think reacting to fires, emails and problems all day is just how business works. But that's not true, and it's the biggest reason entrepreneurs get stuck and struggle to scale to 7 or 8 figures. But after working with countless 6, 7 and 8 figure business owners at selfmastery.co, I've built a system that guarantees you can spend over 90% of your time on your important, highest revenue generating tasks that actually grow the business, and it only takes 10 minutes a day. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact AODD system I get clients to install that works no matter how chaotic your business is, and how to use the system to help your business run without you. To start, let me show you the exact reason you always feel so bloody busy but yet never finish your important tasks. So look at this bar chart. The first bar is what you plan for your week to look like, and it's full of strategy, planning, growth, the big picture important tasks. The second bar is what your week actually looks like, and it's stacked with fire, Slack messages, approvals, tiny decisions, random bits of admin, and most importantly, every business owner's best friend, emails. And when you compare these two bars, it becomes painfully clear that almost nothing you do all week actually moves the business forward. And if you do not believe me, go back and look at your schedule from the past week. How much time was scheduled to be spent on your important work? Probably not much. And how accurately did you even stick to that schedule? Probably not that well. Look, I've had clients in the past come to me looking help with, being more consistent in sticking to their schedule so that they can spend more time on the important work. And they always think that it's something they're doing wrong. And sometimes it is, but most of the time it's never actually anything to do with themselves. It is the business. You see, you have no time and never get around to the important work because the business is so dependent on you, which means you end up stuck working in the business, not on the business, because your time is scattered across 1,000 different things that likely need done but aren't important. And it leaves you no time or focus for those important things that will grow the business. And if you never have the time or the focus for the important things that grow the business, how can you expect it to grow? Well, it can't and it won't. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, systemizing my entire business would help with this. And yes, it would, because it would make your business not rely on you. Therefore, you can have the time to work on what grows the business. But over the years of helping clients systemize their business, I've noticed a huge problem here, and it's actually the reason you've not got round to building systems yet, and you keep saying next quarter, next quarter, next quarter. So take a look at this diagram. No systems means more chaos, which means more dependency on you, which means you have less time, and that leads you straight back into having no systems. It is a closed loop, and you are stuck inside it without even realizing. And this is why no matter how hard you work, things never really change, because the structure that you are operating in quite literally blocks you from escaping it. Now, think about it like this, okay? You need to systemize your business to free you from the day-to-day, but you need the time and focus to actually build the systems in the first place. Do you see the paradox here? So let me show you the system that I give to my clients and how it's going to give you more time each day to work on the business, not in the business. Because you know what business is like. You wake up with a to-do list and there's a few super important things on there that you have to do. But of course, before you start working, you have to check your emails, which takes 20 minutes. But then you have to solve that one issue that came up in the email, which takes another 45 minutes. But then an employee texts you and that's another 15 minutes. And all of a sudden it's lunchtime and you've still not started working through your to-do list. And because it's lunchtime, you decide there's no point, you'll do it tomorrow, and the cycle repeats. And it's all because of how you choose to deal with everything that is not on your to-do list. So here's how you take back control, and it starts with one change to how you end your day. This is exactly how you go from a day like this, where you've got interruptions scattered everywhere and none of the big blocks of time you need, to this, a day where you can choose exactly what to work on, when to work on it, and for how long. Now, how this works is you block off the last hour of your day. Yes, this means you need a hard stop time. Now, I do not care what time that is. It is up to you. It could be 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m. It's your choice. But let's say, for example, you choose 6 p.m. Well, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., every single day you schedule your daily wrap. In that block of time, you deal with every fire, email, problem, and message that came up throughout the day. So instead of, dropping everything to deal with them when they come up, you note them down in a list, and then come your daily wrap, you work through that list. And yes, I know you're sitting there thinking, Ross, what the fuck? I can't do that. I can't just ignore emails for 5 hours. Yes, you can. I've had business owners doing $500,000 a year to $50 million a year do this. You're not special. Your business is not special either, okay? I'm sorry to tell you that, but it's not. You can do this. Now, obviously, there can be nuance depending on your specific business and the way your business operates. For example, maybe you do an extra communication block at, say, 12 p.m. where You answer team members' messages, emails, etc. It really depends on your business and what you need to do. So that is up to you in your situation. But the main principle here is that you only deal with things that you could not have predicted in a scheduled block of time. Because otherwise, if you choose to deal with things that cannot be predicted when they randomly come up, you end up reacting all day, putting out fires, doing things for your team that they should have been able to do, going down 100 different rabbit holes to answer an email and never doing the work that you know you need to do. It grows a bloody business, therefore the business does not grow. Now, obviously, this will be so much easier to do if you have a systemized business because your business will rely less on you. So there will be fewer things shouting for your attention. So if you want to systemize your entire business in 12 weeks, click the link below to work with me. But the daily wrap actually solves one of the biggest reasons your business depends on you so much despite having a team. Because if you don't use this system of the daily wrap, what do? What happens? Well, you answer everything instantly. Okay, you think that's the right thing to do. And that's not wrong, especially at the start when you're getting your business off the ground. You want everything to be as fast, you're doing everything, all the responsibilities on your shoulders, etc. But as your business grows, that has to change. So instead of checking your emails every 10 minutes, instead of helping team members the second they message you, because what happens there is your team becomes dependent on you. More dependency leads to more questions leads to you being even more overwhelmed, having even less time. And essentially what you're doing is you're training your team to rely on you. And so every time something comes up, they go, oh, I'll just ask Ross or whatever your name is. But by using the daily wrap system and only responding in set blocks of time, you force your team to think for themselves, because if a decision needs made or a task needs done and you're not available to 5 p.m., then they need to make it. And a bit of a side point, but they will make it so long as you actually incentivize behaviors you like and punish behaviors you don't like. Like I've had clients ask me, oh, I have a team member who keeps missing deadlines or doing X thing that I don't like. How can I stop it? Obviously, I ask them, have they made it clear to the person what they want done and how they want it done? In which, if they have, the problem is always because you're letting them get away with that behavior that you do not like. Obviously, it would be great if we didn't have to, again, punish bad behaviors. But if someone keeps doing something and there are no consequences to the way they're doing it, they're not going to change how they do it. This is simple human nature and psychology, okay? You incentivize good, you punish bad. Now, when I say punish, like, you don't have to do anything that serious. How you do that really depends on the situation and you etc. But anyway, back to the daily wrap. What on earth do you do in that 1 hour block of time? Because there is 0 point you having that time blocked off and wasting it. We need to use it properly. So let me show you the best way to use it, okay? The general structure of your daily wrap should be to go through the emails, the fires, the problems, and messages that are in your list from the day and deal with them all, right? Super simple. That is the main idea. But if, let's say, a problem turns up and it's going to take you over 20 minutes to deal with, I would typically say to either delegate it or schedule it, because you only have 1 hour here. And if something is going to take a good bit of time, well, it likely deserves that time. We don't want to rush it. Maybe it doesn't deserve your time, so you should deal with it accordingly and delegate it. But if it does deserve your time, then schedule it. And you really want to spend around 50 minutes of this block dealing with those things, that list. Then in the last 5 to 10 minutes of your daily wrap, you want to schedule tomorrow. Now, I've made videos in the past on the best ways to schedule your day as a business owner, but the rundown is you identify your important tasks, decide when you'll do them, schedule them, then schedule tomorrow's daily wrap. And this way, you spend less time reacting to whatever pops into your inbox, less time answering questions, and actually have the bloody structure and focus that allows you to work on the business. Because by scheduling your daily wrap, you're saying, okay, all this shit and noise that pops up, that is not a priority, that does not deserve my focus over these other things that will actually grow my business, get dealt with in this block of time, okay? You're not ignoring these things. You're not like abandoning them and never looking at them. What you're doing is saying, I have these really important things that are going to help me move toward my goals for my business. I'm going to prioritize them because they are my priority, so I will do them first. All this other shit that pops up, I'm going to do that later when I choose to. I am taking control of my time, I'm taking control of my business, and I am doing them when I choose, not when they shout at me the loudest. Now, obviously, again, there can be nuance here and systems will help with this. For example, maybe you want really fast customer response times, okay? If a customer emails you, if a question messages you, maybe you want really fast response times, okay? Well, then you delegate that and you systemize that so that somebody else can do it for you, because it is not that, it is really important to deliver an amazing customer experience, but it is not a massive needle moving task that only you can do. So we delegate that, we systemize that, okay? So Everything that is not a priority gets dealt with in this block of time. And all the work that actually matters and will grow your business is being dealt with before those fires, before those emails. So you do the work that grows your business, and magically, it's fucking wonderful, right? Your business somehow grows because you're doing the things that grow your business. But there is one thing that can completely break this system if you're not careful, okay? So you have to think of this system like a bucket. By using your daily wrap, you pour time and focus into the bucket. But what if there's a leak in the bucket? Well, it only takes one leak for the whole thing to get drained and for you to have no time or focus left. So the daily wrap is only as effective as how well you use it. If you don't do this, and you say you choose to reply to emails and team members and all outside of this block of time, well, of course it doesn't work. Of course you're still spending all day in emails and going down rabbit holes because you're not doing the fucking thing. It's obvious, right? Now, this does not mean that other people will not email you and message you outside your daily wrap. They will, but it is up to you to not respond or deal with those things until you have decided to. You are a business owner. You have full control of what you do and when, so you can quite literally choose not to respond to an email until later, okay? And if you don't reply to an email or a team member for 4 hours, the business is not going to fall apart, okay? Think about it from your perspective. If you send an email and you don't get a reply for 4 hours, are you super pissed off and annoyed at that person? No, you just wait till you get a response and then you're like, oh, they've emailed me back, and then you respond, etc., etc. And obviously with team members, don't just randomly do this and not tell your team. Let them know you're doing this, okay? Now, obviously, this daily wrap system works wonders, but if you want to work on the business, not in it, well, you need to actually know what to work on to actually grow the bloody business. So click this video on screen now and I'll show you exactly how to work on your business.